So we're here at Red River Gorge. I'm ready to go. I have my hiking outfit on. But before we get started, we stopped here at the Welcome Slade Center because we need to learn about some safety tips and the history of the area. So to give us expertise, we have Greg Hardison of the Kentucky Historical Society. So I know that you are a Red River Gorge enthusiast. Tell me where that passion comes from and what does the area have to offer?
I love adventure, and I've been coming here to the Gorge for years and years with my children since they were little, and they're adults now. And so I like to come out and explore, hike. I love the physical nature of it and the beauty. You can't see some of the things that you see here in the Gorge anywhere else in Kentucky. It's a beautiful natural canyon with huge cliffs and beautiful water flowing through that has formed the canyons and the cliffs, and wildlife, just incredible wildlife. It's beautiful.
There's no place like it. So tell me a little bit about the history of this area.
So the history of the Red River Gorge area is literally millions of years old. And if you come to a place like the Slade Center, the Visitor Center, or the Gladdy Visitor Center, which is inside of the Red River Gorge, you can learn about the ancient history, all the geology and how the canyons formed and the natural arches that are here, and just all of that. But you also can dig into the Native American history, which is incredibly rich in this area. The woman that's running the Slade Center here has found tons of arrowheads, even in her garden.
Wow.
So that evidence is here of the Native American people living and hunting in this area for thousands of years. But the more recorded history kind of begins, I guess, in the late 1700s when Daniel Boone and other early explorers start exploring this area. And, there's artist renditions of Daniel Boone standing on top of an arch, grandly gesturing out over this new land that he's discovered.
Right.
And, this is an area that's been here for thousands of years and used by people for thousands of years. And it continues to be this wilderness area, people living in this area quite a bit. But around 1910, there was a logging operation that happened in the Red River Gorge, and they blasted a tunnel that is now today called Nada Tunnel. And it's this, if you've got to drive through it, it's to believe it, it's this narrow tunnel, very rough cut, exploded out with dynamite. Only one vehicle can fit through at a time.
Wow.
And it's pretty long, maybe the length of a football field. But as soon as you exit out, you are in the official Red River Gorge geological area. And you're kind of wandering around the road, parallel mostly to the Red River there. And there are places to stop and trails to take. The Slade Visitor Center can suggest those best trails. If you've got children, there's certain trails that you definitely want to do because some of those trails can be very treacherous. But then there are other trails that are just absolutely stunning views. You get an idea of the huge vistas. There are several natural arches that you can go on that are in the geological area. One of my favorites is Sky Bridge, which is a big, beautiful arch, and it's a very short trail to get to. Then you've also got to do Chimney Rock.
Okay.
When you're here. Chimney Rock is, there's a long gravel road that leads out to it, and at the end there's a very short hiking trail, maybe a half mile long at most, and it's mostly kind of paved, so it's pretty easy for most people to walk. And then at the end, you really get these stunning views of Hanson's Point and the Red River Gorge cutting below, and so you really get a sense of how this natural area was formed. It's just stunning.
Beautiful. I can't wait to get out there and see.
You're going to love it.
I know.
I'm so excited to tell people about it, and somebody that like yourself that's not been here really before, kayaking, mountain climbing. I rock climb every single weekend. And camping, hiking, ATVs, zip lining, and great food. There's lots of local restaurants and places that you can visit. So lots of businesses are in the area. So much to do here.
That's nice. And so for first timers like me, where's the best place for them to go to get this information or even learn about safety?
Well, the first place you need to stop is right here at the Slade Visitor Center. And then inside of here, they can give you local maps, they can give you brochures on all of the information that you need to know. And these are people that live here, so they can tell you, oh, this road's shut down, there's a little problem with it right now, or maybe don't use this trail right now because it's been a little muddy lately or something like that. They can give you the detailed information of what you need to know if you're a first-time visitor. And then, of course, if you really want to dig into more of the history, go to the GLADY Visitor Center, the Science Center, that's as part of the Loop Trail for the Red River Gorge.
That sounds nice. Thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
If you are wanting to come here, you're a first timer like me, if you want to learn about the history, like he said, come right here to the Slate Welcome Center. And if you want to learn about safety precautions and things like that, you want to go to the GLADY.